Why any agent would buy leads from a company that's actively trying to put them out of business is just beyond me. By the end of this video, I'm going to convince every agent who pays Zillow Premier Agent to stop and show you an alternative that's much more cost effective and just as efficient. Zillow Premier Agent is Zillow's lead generation offering for agents. There are different components of Premier Agent like Zillow Flex, their pay per close model where agents pay 40% of their commission. I made another video on that. First, I want to highlight a few horror stories on the internet that really didn't take that long to find. You can see people talking about how it was $2,500 a lead, and I promise you the lead cost varies a lot. If you're in like some really suburbial, non-competitive market, lead costs will be anywhere from $50 to $200, somewhere in there. But in really competitive markets, they can be upwards of 500 plus. And so leads can be really expensive. So if you're an agent who's been victimized by Zillow, leave a comment community down below and we will get you access to our community where you can learn how to generate your own leads, build your own systems, and own and control the entire process. As bad as Zillow Premier Agent is for your business, I still have to highlight the pros of Premier Agent because there are people making money from it. And although there are many 0-star reviews online about the program, there are 0-star reviews about almost every program out there. You just have to find them. First off, you really can't deny Zillow's domination on Google search in real estate. In 2022, there were 10.5 billion visits to Zillow. So naturally speaking, Zillow is going to generate a lot of leads and something has to happen with those leads. And that is why they sell them. That is their whole business model. So if you have a massive team and you're looking for more lead sources, I can totally understand why someone might want to explore Zillow Premier Agent. However, for 95% of agents out there, this probably doesn't apply to you. And instead, you're now actually just picking up the crumbs that Zillow doesn't want to provide to their flex partners where they make way more money, which is an invite-only program and you have to be at a certain level to get in. Personally, I just feel like renting leads like this is not the best way to build your business. And another point I want to bring up is these leads are shared, meaning Zillow is selling these leads to multiple people at basically whoever's buying. And that's not necessarily the good thing for you because you always got to be glued to your phone, making sure you're the one who gets it. That's not actually good for the end consumer because they feel like they're getting spammed by multiple agents. And so the whole process to me is just a little bit broken. The other thing is you kind of put yourself at risk with Premier Agent, knowing that one day they might start giving the best leads to their flex partners. Now, I've experienced this with people who are interested in working with Agent Launch. They come to me and they say, I was on Zillow Premier Agent and all of a sudden my lead cost just dropped. Check out this post on Reddit where someone's describing this exact scenario where they're paying $2,500 a month, but suddenly their lead quality just totally dropped when Zillow decided to take on 20 plus flex partners in their market. And believe me, this is happening at a rapid rate right now. And so that's why we always say it's better to own and control your lead generation and build the system, understand the system. In our case at Agent Launch, we build this stuff for you because we know for a lot of people it's over their head and that's why we help you do it. But we give you full transparency and insight into that process, right? And that's why it's important because they can pull the rug out underneath you if you're relying on them too heavily and just give the leads to flex partners. And they may not want to give the leads to you because they don't see you as a good flex partner. I actually talked to someone really high up at one of these companies, not to say which, but they told me the vast majority of their traffic, like 80% plus, still comes from Google, which means if you're running Google ads like we do, you're just circumventing Google and Realtor and all these other companies by putting your ads above them. And at the end of the day, these are the same people searching for real estate, clicking on Zillow, clicking on your ad, clicking on Realtor, whatever it is. Another thing is it's clear that Zillow operates behind some veil of secrecy. It's not like they're super transparent about what's going on all the time, right? And they can just all of a sudden change your lead flow. They don't even have to tell you because it's in their terms that they don't need to. The other downside to this is that Zillow actually recycles their leads. So speed to lead with Premier Agent is super important, meaning this creates a lot of unhealthy habits for agents because they always feel like they need to be glued to their phone. I mean, sometimes I've heard agents be like, oh, I just missed it by a second and then they lost a deal. And that's just not a nice feeling and probably not the situation a lot of agents imagine themselves being in by building their own business and becoming a real estate agent. So what's the solution, you ask? Well, these are the exact problems upon why we created Agent Launch. We are on a mission to put the power back in the hands of agents by educating them and building lead generation systems they own and control. We have a community where you can build these systems yourself. As I said, comment community down below and we'll send you a link to join, or you can book a call with us. There's a link down in the description. You can just go to agentlaunch.com as well and click book a call. Our Omni program is where we actually do it all for you. We expedite the process. We coach you. Again, we have the fastest growing real estate team in Canada that coaches every 2 weeks. I coach in our program, obviously our whole team does, and you get a dedicated support person through the whole journey. And our fees, I think, are pretty reasonable where we build you systems and assets that you own and control that you can fully take over. Like a lot of lead generation, it's obviously not impossible to make a lot of money from Zillow Premier Agent or even Zillow Flex. I would be totally amiss to say that. But when you can generate far more volume and traffic from running your own system and knowing most of this traffic comes from Google anyway, why pay these premium prices?